How we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Arsenal against Luton. And yes, that time of the season now. We've had so many long breaks and we're not going to get no breaks right now. Every 2-3 days we're going to be playing matches. And this is where it gets really, really tough. Champions League, midweek Premier League games and rearranged fixtures. And it's just crazy when you think about it. But listen, if you want to be challenging for the Premier League title and you want to be in the latter stages of the Champions League, this is exactly what you've got to do. It's as simple as that. We can't moan about it. We moaned that we weren't doing it, so we can't moan now we are. Simple. This will be a very different game, I'm predicting anyway, from the one we saw against Manchester City, where we were excellent in terms of our defensive structure and the way that we nullified Manchester City. And it was just a really, really solid performance. And I've always been that believer in football, and it's very simple that you go game by game. And, you know, this result will mean nothing if we don't follow it up by beating Luton. You know, what's the point of going to the Etihad, doing what we did, taking a point and being satisfied with it, and then we don't take care of business against Luton Town? So 3 points only. And it's as simple as that, because we've got a tough away game at the weekend against Brighton. And then we go into Champions League against Bayern Munich. We're going to be having to play Aston Villa, Bayern Munich again, then Wolves. We've got a rearranged fixture against Chelsea. We've got Spurs away coming up. If we get through Bayern Munich, then it's going to be either Man City or Real Madrid in a semi-final. Listen, it's tough, but like I said, we can't moan about it. We're sitting there for years moaning that we hate Thursday night football and we want to get back in the Champions League, and this is part and parcel of it at the end of the day. But yeah, look, listen, Luton, been a bit of a surprise package for a lot of teams, not just teams, but supporters in general. I see a lot of people predicting really bad things for Luton at the start of the season, and they were going to have like the least points in Premier League history, worse than Derby and all of this. And I kept telling everybody, do not underestimate Luton. Luton at home, in particular at Kenilworth Road, are going to be a match for anybody. And they're going to have a few surprises in there. You know, they took points off Liverpool at Kenilworth Road. Look at what happened there. Declan Rice with the last seconds to get a 4-3 win. Yeah, they're just very good at home, and it's a very old school ground everyone talks about. You got to walk through the away end and through the houses and everything else. And yeah, like I said, they were going to be a surprise package, man. And yeah, listen, defensively, they've got some problems and they've not been great and everything else. They've conceded like 62 goals this season. But when you think about what they're producing at the moment as well, with the injuries that they have, they've got like 13 first team players missing at the moment. You know, one of the players that's missing, Adebayo, I'm actually glad about that, because he gave us all kinds of problems at Kenilworth Road. Luton are renowned for their set pieces. Very good. And we're going to have to watch that. But I'm hopeful that, you know, being back at the Emirates, big pitch, we're going to be able to stretch the play and cause Luton a lot of problems and take care of business. But let's remember, this will not be a foregone conclusion. I'm seeing some people when they're doing like predictions for lineups and stuff, and they're putting teams together like it's a Carabao Cup match. And I'm like, what are you doing? Really? If Mikel Arteta went and put that kind of team out and we lost to Luton, you'd be sitting there and saying, why'd you do that? Like, come on. Have some respect as well. At the end of the day, I know we got some big games and there will be some changes, but let's be real about it. People are talking about changing the centre-backs. Like, it's just insane. Absolutely insane. But yeah, look, go about our business. Get the win. With Liverpool playing on Thursday, gives us an opportunity to go back top of the Premier League. Yes, Liverpool are playing Sheffield United, and I've got no doubt that they're going to absolutely annihilate them. But it just puts that little bit of pressure on them, you know, that they've got to go out and get the job done. So yeah, that's all we can do. Go about our business at the end of the day. And yeah, we'll see what happens at the end of it. But I'm predicting a win. I'd like to see a comfortable win. But again, we need to be cautious. Remember at the weekend, Luton were winning at Spurs. And they just about turned it around. Luton were also winning at Anfield until half-time. So they can be a dangerous side even away from home. And that's why we need to be cautious. So with that said, let's go and get into the predicted lineup. Starting off in goal, David Raya. Very simple. Don't give me no nonsense about Ramsdale coming in because it's Luton or anything. David Raya starts. Right back, I'm going to go with Tomiyasu for this one. I know Ben White didn't have, you know, football during the international break and everything else, but I'm thinking further ahead, which is, of course, Brighton, Munich, etc. Tomiyasu for this one, like for like, absolutely fine with that. Right centre-back, William Saliba, very straightforward. He's in there. Luton are dangerous from set pieces. He's there. Left centre-back, Gabriel. Again, very straightforward. Luton are dangerous from set pieces. Gabriel is starting. Left back, I'm going to go with Zinchenko. Comes back into the side for me. Needs some minutes. And I feel that this could be one of those games that are, you know, good for him. To get those minutes and to, you know, help with what undoubtedly, you know, will be a low block and everything else. So, yeah, Zinchenko for me. Moving into the midfield, just in front, Thomas Partey. Starts this game for me, came back, you know, a while ago now, but the Man City game, started to see some moments where I went, yeah, the incisive passing and everything, and he needs to get up to speed now, match fitness. No issues, Thomas Partey goes in there. On the right-hand side, Bukayo Saka is back in training, but I wouldn't start him in this game. I genuinely wouldn't start him because I want him for those games. He looked like he was carrying a knock. Don't risk it. Don't play him in this one. On the right-hand side, I would go with Martinelli. We'll keep him on that right-hand side. I know he played there when he came on against Man City, but with Trossard, yeah, I don't really like Trossard on that right-hand side. I think Martinelli could be more of a problem. So I'll go with Martinelli there. Next to him, Martin Odegaard. Very straightforward. Captain, not resting him. Absolutely fine. No issues, no drama. Simple. Next to him, Declan Rice. Again, another player. Very simple. Starts the game. If we go and get ourselves well in front after 60-odd minutes, then the likes of Declan Rice and Odegaard, etc. can come off. That would be the ideal plan anyway. On the left-hand side, I will be going with Trossard. I feel that he will start this game. And it's very straightforward for me. And then as the main striker, false nine, whatever you want to call it, I will start with Gabriel Jesus. Not that Havertz has done anything wrong, but again, just to freshen it up a little bit, Jesus more in his natural position than out wide like he was. And yeah, I think, listen, that's a very strong lineup. It's changes in a few areas that I feel are needed, but the spine remains and it's solid. And that is the most important thing in the team, is the spine. You have your two centre-backs and your goalkeeper, of course. Thomas Partey, that's certainly no downgrade. And then Rice and Odegaard, that's a solid spine. And then you can just kind of do little bits and pieces around that spine. And I don't think we're any weaker with the likes of Zinchenko and Tomiyasu, Martinelli, Trossard. That's a strong team when you think about it. And Jesus up front. Listen, I'm happy with that. That's what I would go with. What will Mikel Arteta pick? Who knows? It's one of those ones where, yeah, it's a bit difficult to predict. My last prediction for the Man City game, I actually got that spot on. And I said about Gabriel Jesus was going to be the curveball playing on that left-hand side. But this one, a little bit more difficult to predict. But we will wait and see. So listen, there we go. That is it for the preview and the predicted lineup. As usual, watch out for the match reaction after the game. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you a lot soon. I'm out of here.